Is how I created my alter ego. I'm becoming the greatest version of myself that I possibly can be, right? So this all stems down from this movie called Fight Club. And I haven't watched this shit, and it's been out since like 1990s, 93 or some shit like that. And once I finally watched this movie, I've realized like, yo, this is literally what I do day in and day out without me even realizing. So the alter ego basically is a vision of you that you have in your mind. He might get a lot of money, right? He might get a lot of women. He might, you know what I'm saying, have whatever. He might have the car that he wants. He might fight the way he wants to fight or some shit like that. It's the greatest version of yourself that you can be, but it's you. You have to understand that it's you. So how I created my own alter ego was, I'll give you the brief example of when I was a kid, right? So when I was a kid, I was very insecure of myself. I used to have a lot of acne. I wasn't the best looking dude within my way because that's how I felt from the inside. Even though I was pretty handsome, I was insecure of myself. I felt as if the acne really hindered who I was as a person. And I was also very skinny too. Like I'm talking about fucking bony, almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like bony. I was like 120 pounds or 115 pounds as a freshman in high school. You see what I'm saying? So I was skinny as fuck. I also had a mean ass gut, which was really crazy. So I really did not fuck with how I was. I looked in the mirror and I was not fucking with who I was. And I'm sitting at lunch and there was this one dude, right? He just cooling. He laid back, right? He just eating lunch. He cooling. And he got two bad bitches standing right next to him. One right here, one right here. He just looking up, talking. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up bagging them. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I heard around the way. You know what I'm saying? I was a freshman. He was like a senior. So I was like, damn, he got the bad bitches with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I wanted to get bad bitches. I wanted to get a lot of women. As every guy does, he wants to have a beautiful girl or have multiple beautiful girls or whatever it is. At this time, I glorified having hoes, so I wanted to have a lot of hoes and be known as the dude who fucked mad bitches and shit like that. That was childish, but over time, that's, you know, man, I ain't gonna say too much, but over time, you see what I'm saying? I was a kid, I seen that, and I got inspiration. Like, I got inspired from that. I also seen that he was in shape, that he was really strong, so I'm like, yo, I want to be like him. I'm inspired by him, so I want to move like him. He was cool, laid back, chill. He was type handsome. He was a Spanish guy just like me. He looked just kind of similar like me. You know what I'm saying? Except at the time, he was really strong and he didn't have acne and shit. And that created my alter ego, my vision. That small little thing gave me the inspiration to go do what I needed to do. And at this time, I was already doing like 100 push-ups a day and shit like that. But once I had that vision in my mind, I went 10 times harder on whatever I was doing. Doing hella push-ups, just getting right. I was just trying to get right and be in shape and look good because I was really skinny. And kids around the way, they used to call me Bones and shit. And all my homies had like nicknames for each other. I'll call him fat ass, he'll call me bony, or I'll call him skinny, or his breast smell like shit, or just some shit like that, right? Little kid shit. But that shit used to bother me. I did not like being skinny. I did not like that shit. So I changed who I wanted to be. Created the alter ego to take myself to the next level. You see what I'm saying? So in my alter ego, my vision of Patrick in 5 years, I always had this vision of like 5 years from now. Let's say I was 15. By 20 years old, by Patrick, 20-year-old Patrick, he's a monster. He's going to be crazy. Like, I always thought this, and I always said this because I was always putting in work day in and day out in the gym. Saying never skipping the gym. Just like, even if it was 100 push-ups, I felt great about myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, watch when this acne gets away. Watch, it's over. It's done up. Watch all these hoes geek and tweak over me. Over time, the acne really went away. And that's when I went on Accutane and my skin was super, super clear. You know what I'm saying? I still got acne now, but it was never how it once was. You see what I'm saying? That alter ego, I just started to align with him, right? So if I see myself as higher and stronger and greater and more confident and more, you know what I'm saying, more outgoing or whatever it is, and more fly. I always thought about like all the Jordans I'm gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like literally all of that shit happened. I got all my J's right fucking here. Like everything that I was thinking in my mind literally happened. So just being more of like the guy who's confident, who walks around the way and shit like that, and is not scared to talk to girls, and ended up going, and I just started getting mad girls and starting to go up to a lot of girls and cold approaching and shit like that, just getting so many numbers, connecting with the girls, shit like that. You know what I'm talking, having hella hoes, all that. I just slowly aligned myself with that person. It was just crazy because all of that shit I was talking about was happening within my mind, in my life. I started getting stronger in the gym. I started to get my physique a little up. You know what I'm saying? I'm cutting right now, so I feel a little skinny. But at that time, I was getting more shredded and more like stronger at the time and started to see my cuts. You know what I'm saying? Because as of right now, I'm cutting, but now I'm gonna bulk up. But I seen that shit happen. I started to move way more confident, more happy, started to connect with a lot of people, having a lot more friends, being way stronger, looking better, especially my acne clearing up. I was like, yo, I'm really him. It was like the door, I had the lock to the door finally. I could finally unlock that fucking door once my acne got away and everything like that. It was like just me being the best version of me. And I've realized this one thing too. The alter ego will never stop. It will never stop growing. You know what I'm saying? Because as I'm right now, there's still another version of Patrick that I need to grow to and become way better. He's going to be a millionaire. He's going to have mad money, whatever car he wants. He's going to actually pop out with a motherfucking vet. You see what I'm saying? He's just going to be the greatest version of himself. And that's him up here. So I got to keep climbing up the ladder and keep doing this. But you have to realize you are him. That is you. That little small idea of me, of this one guy just being handsome dude who's strong, and you got two of the baddest bitches in school. I was like, yeah, that's who I want to be. I want to be just like that. Just, you know what I'm saying? And as I grew older, I started to get more inspiration from a lot of people who at the gym, or, you know what I'm saying, people who are more successful. So I want more money, and, you know what I'm saying, I want to take care of myself. I want to take care of my family, things like that. So your alter ego is the best version of yourself that you're going towards, right? But also I want to explain the Fight Club alter ego, right? So basically, if you haven't watched the movie Fight Club, I'm gonna give you a brief summary. Basically, the narrator's name is, let's say he doesn't have a name, but his name is John. Let's call him John. And basically, John doesn't get any sleep, right? So long story short, John is tired with his life. He's living the American dream. You know what I'm saying? He has the corporate job. You know what I'm saying? He's being bossed around by his boss. He's tired. He's kind of basically depressed. But he generally gets zero sleep. I'm talking about like 1 to 2 hours a night of sleep, right? So John goes to the doctor, and the doctor tells him like, no, you're okay. You don't need sleeping medicine. But John's like, yo, bro, I need sleeping medicine. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, don't you see my bags under my eyes and shit like that? Like, you could see John as the character. He's tired as fuck throughout the whole movie. But the fucking doctor didn't give him any sleeping medicine. So he is going throughout his day, and he has insomnia, meaning he cannot sleep at night. So as he goes throughout his day, he's only running off of 1 hour of sleep. So his mind is hallucinating. He's going crazy. He goes on a plane that there's this one Chad ass dude, like this guy who's like very good looking, who gets all the girls, who does what he wants, who doesn't care about the world, is sitting next to him. But all the time, we don't realize that in this whole movie, that is him. He is sitting next to this guy named Tyler Durden. John is sitting next to Tyler Durden, and he doesn't realize like Tyler's a made up character. He's talking to himself. Literally on the plane, he's talking to himself. But Tyler is there in his mind because he's hallucinating. He's going nuts. But he's having a conversation literally with no one. And Tyler Durden is actually John. It's him. It's his alter ego, the person he wants to be. He's just hallucinating, and he is sitting next to him talking to him. Tyler has like these great plans and shit like that, where he wants to make a fight club where all men can come around and just start fighting with each other, let out their anger against the world of this like 9 to 5 shit and all this pussy shit. He just wants to have a club where it's a bunch of guys who go in and just express themselves, and they just fight, and, you know, it gets very graphic where everyone's bleeding and shit like that. They getting rocked up in they shit, you feel me? John is in there and he's fighting, you know what I'm saying? And Tyler's there, he's fighting, and he knocks the dudes out, and he's standing there like a fucking Chad. But Tyler is John. He's just going nuts. So he forms this group called the Fight Club, and he makes the rules of the Fight Club and shit like that. So these people basically obey what Tyler's saying because he's like the head of the fucking Fight Club. But like I said, John is Tyler. Tyler is John. It's just his alter ego. He's hallucinating. His mind is going nuts. So he does everything that he wants to do. He meets this girl. He fucks the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? He fucks her as if Tyler would fuck her. But Tyler is John. So when he goes, and I think he gets a good amount of rest one day, and he talks to this girl, she's calling up his phone and shit like that. He's like, weren't you with Tyler and shit like that? And she's like, who the fuck is Tyler? Like, what are you talking about? And John's just like, yo, because he doesn't know better. He actually thinks Tyler is real. And wherever he goes, Tyler is there. But it's just his alter ego. Tyler isn't real. It's John. So he fucked the shit out of this girl. He doesn't know that Tyler is his alter ego. He doesn't know that he's hallucinating. So as he goes throughout his day, Tyler rocking people. You know what I'm saying? They fight in the Fight Club. They end up doing some wild shit where they start to like go crazy around the world and shit. So throughout this whole movie, Tyler is influencing John to do what he wants. He's the badass. He's the Chad, the guy who looks good, who fucks the girls the right way. All of that shit. John is following up and following in Tyler's footsteps. But John doesn't realize that Tyler is him. So when he fucked that girl, she's like, yo, who the fuck is Tyler? He's like, what do you mean who's Tyler? Saying they take him into interrogation, like the CIA comes, and like I told you, he's hallucinating. He doesn't know any better. So they're like doing all of this shit within Fight Club. You're doing all of these crazy things. And he's like, it's Tyler's fault. John is saying, yo, it's Tyler's fault, or something like that. And the people who are interrogating him are like, oh, I knew you would say that. But he doesn't realize that he is Tyler. So John is doing everything that Tyler is doing. It's just he's moving from his alter ego. His alter ego is telling him, be free, do what you want. Let's start up this club. Let's start rocking shit. Let's do what we want to do. Let's fuck this bitch the way we want to fuck. You see what I'm saying? He actually ends up doing it. So at the end of the movie, they try to lock him up and shit like that. But John ends up going to the place where he's quiet, he's safe. You know what I'm saying? He has like this little safe spot and he's chilling. But he's like, yo, why is everyone around me? Like, Tyler, it's all your fault. He's having a conversation as if Tyler was right here. I'm talking to Tyler. But he's hallucinating. He doesn't realize that Tyler is him. Tyler actually tells him, John, I am you. And John is in disbelief. He doesn't realize, I'm getting arrested. Everything's happening because of you, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? And Tyler's like, I am you. John actually grabs a gun at the end of the movie. And he puts it in his mouth. And he's like, if this is the only way to get away from you, I'm going to do it. And he just ends up blowing his brains out. And Tyler disappears. This whole time, Tyler is John. John was moving from his alter ego. He was actually doing something generally good because he wanted to be free and everything like that. But then he just starts doing some nut shit because he was hallucinating. It's such a beautiful movie once you realize it, like, yo, I can be the person that I want to be. All I have to do is put action towards it and fuck all of those self-limiting beliefs. Because the only thing that's holding you back from being the greatest version of yourself is your self-limiting beliefs. You care about what this person thinks about you. You care about what your parents think about you. You care what other people, you know what I'm saying, even your mind has been correlated to think about. You should care about what you love to do, because once you do what you love to do, other people will gravitate towards you because they love what you do. You see what I'm saying? You do what you want to do and you move from your alter ego. So if you're going throughout your life and you're having a shit life, this is where I realized that 9 to 5 shit, it's all fake. Everything's fake. Do what you want to do. Yes, of course, you got to pay these bills. You got to get some motherfucking money. But in this way, you should be working on towards your escape route from this fucking world, because all of this is fake. The only thing that's holding you back from your ultimate ego is you, bro. Everything happens because of you. John was flowing and trying to be like Tyler, when all along Tyler was John. He just had to act accordingly. He was him anyways. And in the movie, they portray a whole different person that looks like a Chad. But when I was a kid and I had my alter ego and I was completely, like, let's say ugly, and people thought I was ugly, or I thought I was ugly, so other people thought I was ugly. I had all this acne. I was in my box. I was insecure. I was not feeling good about myself. I had this vision that I am a Chad, or I am a really good looking dude. I started to flow and act like him. So if I wanted to be that guy who looks good and takes care of himself, I'm gonna hit the gym, take care of myself, eat the right foods, you know what I'm saying? Do what I got to do within my weight. I'm aligning with that person. You see what I'm saying? I was aligned with Patrick 2.0 or whatever it is. You have to have the vision that you are greater. You have to have the vision that there is something that you're going to do. After realizing that you will hit the gym for 10 years, like, I realized that after 5 years, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be way bigger. What the fuck? I'm gonna be up way more muscle. I'm gonna look way better. I'm gonna eat and be more healthier. You know what I'm saying? My skin's gonna clear up. I had all of that in my mind when I was ugly, but then I end up being like a Chad, because I've realized a lot of people who are on my way, they say, oh, I look like a model, or I look like this. You know what I'm saying? Why are you even here? You should be fucking modeling or something. Like, they done told me this when I was going through that phase of being, you know what I'm saying, one with my alter ego. But realize you are the alter ego. It's just your self-limiting beliefs that's fucking with you, that is holding you back. And I've realized this because people don't want to do what they naturally want to do. Why? Why do you care about other people's judgments about you? If you know who you are, you don't give a fuck about what they talking about. So I realized, like, yeah, I did want to get mad bitches. It is what it is. I wanted to get mad women. I got that. Now it doesn't matter to me. There's a greater purpose that I'm going for. You see what I'm saying? But I had to learn and align with my alter ego. You can literally take down a pen and paper and write down who you want to be. My alter ego, or the person that I am, I will be up $1 million. I will be greater. I will move. I'll hit the gym 3 days out of the week. My alter ego hits the gym 6 days out of the week. I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to hit it 3 days. Then I'm going to hit it 4 days out of the week. Then 5 days. Then 6 days out of the week. And then you're aligning with that person. Literally. That is you. Just like how John was looking up to Tyler. Like, yo, that guy's so fucking cool. He fucked these bitches right. He does whatever he wants. He's like the Chad. That is him. It was him. And he didn't realize this shit. You just have to wake up and realize, stop caring about other people's perception about you. Stop giving a fuck about self-limiting beliefs, because these are the only thing that's holding you back from you growing and being the greatest version of yourself. That is that. Once you are freed from everyone's external validation, or the world's external validation, and you care about what you're doing and you do it with love and gracefully and be grateful for what you're doing, you'll do it way better, way harder, and you'll stick aligned with it. You're chasing a greater purpose where, let's say I was 200, 300 pounds or some shit like that, and I was completely fat. My alter ego would be like 180 lean with muscle. That's who I would think, just shredded up with muscle. So I'm going to cut down. I'm going to hit the gym. My alter ego's hit the gym 6 days of the week. He does cardio, whatever. He lifts heavy weights. He's very strong. That is the person I'm aligning with. That's the person I want to be. I want to be like him. But it's you. But you're just elevating to grow to be that person that you think is out of reach. But as you align with it, you realize, hey, yo, that is me. Like, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, over these years, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That's a crazy transformation of what I made within myself. My alter ego is also way greater. He's more stoic. He cares about his family, his friends. He takes care of himself. He's going to be up $1 million. He's pulling through with that motherfucking vet. You can write down the things that you want and that your alter ego has. Maybe it's a lot of women or whatever it is. Do it and align with that. How did he get a lot of women? He's seen a lot of girls look at him. He tell those girls, come here, like a fucking stud. And that's literally what I started to do. Like, I started to get way more women because when they geek and tweak, I told them to come here. Broke down conversation. My alter ego is not scared of women or scared of the world or scared of men or scared of anything. He does what he wants to do. Just like how Tyler did in the movie of Fight Club. He did what he wanted to do. You just align with it. Say, today, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to go hit the gym. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to hit the gym 3, 4, 5, 6 days out of the week. And you're aligning with the greatest version of yourself. You're becoming greater. And a lot of people, the only thing that's holding everyone back is other people's perception about them and not flowing freely and caring about what everyone thinks about them. But I don't care what no one thinks about Patrick because Patrick is Patrick and he loves himself from within. Once you find that self-love, I'm telling you this right now, you don't need anyone to hang out with. You don't need anyone to do anything for you. And I'm not saying this in a narcissistic way. I've literally done this my whole life now. I pay my own bills. I go cook my own food. Everything I got is from with me. I've realized in my self-love and how I built that within, so I don't need anyone else to say, Patrick, you look good, or I love you, Patrick, or something like that. I love Patrick anyways, and I know he looks good. I'll take your compliment, but I already felt that from the inside. I already feel that from the inside, so I don't need anyone else to say that. Once your chains are unlocked from other people's perceptions about you or whatever you think about or all of these negative things, this is when you're freed from the external world of everything. All of this nut shit that people talk about has nothing to do with you. You don't care about what other people think, so you care about what you think, and you love yourself, and you're focused on your goals. You're hitting the gym, you're eating correctly, you're building muscle, you know what I'm saying? You're making money, your business is doing better, your alter ego is way better looking or something like that. You have that in your vision and you can write it down. Write down every step of your alter ego and write it down how you're going to accomplish it, and you're going to move with him. You're going to be aligned with him. You're going to be one with that greatest version that's up here. Sooner than later, you'll be right next to him. Over the time of putting in work, and shit doesn't happen overnight. If you're going to go hit the gym and your alter ego is 180 pounds lean and you're 300 pounds, bitch, you got some weight to lose. But over time, you're going to align with him. You're going to be shredded. You're going to look good. You have that in your mind. It's going to keep you going forward. Your motivation is going to be there. Everything about you is going to be lit. It's going to be amplified. You realize your alter ego doesn't care about what other people think about them or anything like that. And you start to move from within there, that you're okay with who you are. That God's going to bring the people within your life that you want to be with or whatever, that you're going to gravitate towards you. You're going to build a mass following. You're going to have all of this. It's just whatever it is. It's going to come. This is where I realized I have God within my side. I'm constantly working on myself. So I know I'm going to be a millionaire. It's just what's going to happen. It's coming. That's it. The money, you know what I'm saying? My videos are going to do way better. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to come. There's nothing for me to stress about. I don't care about it. It's going to come. Without me caring, everything's going to come. Because that's how it was within my life. All these girls that like me, I generally didn't even know they existed. You see what I'm, like a lot of girls that came up to me, I didn't even know they were there at that spot or some shit. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know that person was even existing, but they like me for me. You see what I'm saying? So I love ya, bro. That's how you know what I'm saying? That's how I made my own alter ego, and this is how you create one to become a greater human being, to being the best version of yourself. So I love ya, bro. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm gonna leave my last video right here for you guys, so you missed upon that, go watch that video. So stay yourself. Stay 300. Whatever you do in life. Trust me, I believe in you, bro.